y'all told black men that they had to have money to holler at you. That's why they don't want to go to college. College is the long play. College is 4 years, then sometimes an additional 2 or 3, sometimes an additional 5 or 6, depending on what career field you choose. Y'all told black men they got to have money right now. So they're not thinking about 4, 5, 6 years down the road. They want to go make money now. And regardless of what some men will say, there are a lot of men out there in the world that do things to impress women. Women, y'all may not recognize the power that you have, but I am willing to bet my last dollar if we put more emphasis on being attracted to intelligence, being attracted to character, integrity, being attracted to commitment, determination, drive, I'm willing to bet they'll start going to college. I said what I said. Because if you stop and think about it, a lot of the things that we do is to impress the other sex. Now, I know y'all are going to say, I'm decentering men. I hear you. And men, I know you're going to say, I ain't worried about these. I get it. But we all want attention. A lot of us want to be validated. A lot of us want to be chose, be picked. And we...
She cooking. She cooking. I mean, listen, logically, you can't really argue with her. Emotionally, it makes sense. And when you start to look at our cultural norms, she's absolutely right. Now, obviously, this doesn't apply to every single person, but I'll give you an example, a personal example. I always like to use myself as tribute. I volunteer as tribute. People have no clue, zero clue on what my life was like in high school. They have zero clue on what my life was like after I graduated from college, or not even graduated from college, once I entered college directly from high school, right? They have zero clue whatsoever. But our cultural norms, in order to try to validate themselves, I hear it from guys specifically, that try to shame you and say, man, you must not have got none, or you must have been a lame, or you was probably the person that was studying and focused and dedicating yourself and making sure that you did what you were supposed to do. And I bet you didn't get any play because you wasn't dedicated. You wasn't a real one. You wasn't a hustler. You wasn't taking penitentiary chances in order to try to be like the rest of us. Now, I'm 42 years old, which means that I graduated from high school in 2000, over 25 years ago. 25 years ago. But I still see people within the culture. I mean, I'm talking about grown people, guys that are 30 and 40 years old, talking about what they think that you were in high school. Now, I say that to tell you that our cultural norms is to validate ourselves. Now, of course, I'm not going to sit here and go back and forth and argue with a person on what I was in high school, because what difference do it make, right? Right? Like, why would I try to substantiate that? Whether I was great, which I think that I was a pretty cool, popular person, and I did really well, and I graduated with over 2,000 people, and if it was somebody that could actually validate that it was something different than I was doing, then I'm sure they would have came forward by now, don't you think? Like, I'm still cool with everybody that I went to high school with, and that goes without saying, but what I'm saying is, I celebrate the guys that played the long game, similar to what she's saying. College is a long game. Success is the long game. The people that took penitentiary chances are either dead or in jail. And more importantly, they did the thing that is going to hinder their future long term. So if you start to talk about the role that our cultural norms play in validating whether or not people should go to college or not, it is significant. And everybody is doing things for the validation of other people, including the validation of women. It is a fact. Most women today, yesterday, and the day before are saying that they don't want to talk to a broke guy. I see and I review videos on a regular basis of women saying, oh, talk to the older guy because we don't date potential. I believe personally that it is best for you to date the person with potential, because potential is that, are they intelligent enough? Are they steadfast? Do they have work ethic? Are they going to dedicate themselves? Are they going to do the right thing? Do they believe in God? Are they a good person? Do they treat people well? And do they do good business? That is potential, because you're not even going to start making money until after you get out of college most times, 22, 23, 24 years old. Most guys don't even figure out who they are truly as far as how their life is going to turn out until they're in their late 20s, early 30s. And so when you getting married early, that means you're going through the motions, you're trying to figure it out, you're trying to dedicate yourself, you're shooting in the gym with each other, you have a vested interest in seeing each other be successful, but you don't see that anymore. People don't marry because you got good character. People don't marry because you also got great work ethic. People don't marry because you're consistent. People not focused on, oh man, we are in a microwave. I have an attention span that only lasts about a minute. I see it on a regular basis, and it's the reason why a lot of these platforms are popular, because the attention span are short. Even the music that we're making, even the music that we listen to, it's not even 2 minutes long. It's a verse and a hook. That's it. Sometimes they don't even throw the hook in there no more. They just go all verse and that's it. Because people and women specifically continue to incentivize men by saying that they don't want a guy and they don't want to date potential. And it's very hard for guys to divest themselves from the thing that they're being raised by and to say, I'm going to do things differently and I'm going to take the long view. And even when you take the long view, they call you crazy or they call you a lame when you're successful. Right is wrong and wrong is right. So if we're starting to look at cultural norm and say if that playing a role and whether or not guys are choosing to go to college, it absolutely does. She's cooking. She's right.
We will do the things to get us picked. So that might be why they're not going to college. Another
It's a
idea
role, not the
is
only.
a lot of black men are being raised by single black mothers and they ain't got the money to support their sons through college. So how am I going to get into college when my mama can barely afford to feed me and my siblings? I don't feel like that's even an option.
Facts.
I don't have a lot of role models
Talk
in my
about it.
neighborhood that are showing me that I should go to college.
I'm gonna put the link back to this woman's profile in the description for y'all to go and check her out, because I always like to give credit to the content creator, regardless of whether I agree with her or not. Make sure you tap into the Patreon link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Cook.
They didn't go to college. And then if I do have an uncle, a daddy, or granddaddy that is in my life, sometimes they hit me with, oh boy, just go get a job because real men work. So y'all help me to understand why they would choose college.
I will tell you this, and this is the honest to God truth on everything I love, including my own father's grave. I am going to tell you the truth. When I was 26 years old, it was 2008. I had just really lost my job. The market had absolutely went into a recession. Everything in Detroit was crumbling. It was a city that was the most impacted by the housing crisis. Everything was going bad. I decided that I wanted to go back to school. I said that I was going to be a software engineer. It was the best decision that I had made to go back to school because it gave me the trampoline that I needed to put me in a position to be in a phenomenal position that I am today. Do you know that the thing that the majority of women and the people that were around me were saying, Anton, just go and focus on working and getting a job. Forget school. That is not going to help you because people were focused on the immediate. People were focused on what was right in front of me. People was focused on, are you doing this or are you doing that, or you have to feed your family. Now, it didn't mean that I wasn't going to get a job, but they were telling me not to focus on school and to focus 100% on just working dead end jobs, to just meet the expectation. I refused. I refused. Do you know how strong you have to be to reject you almost got to be practically rebellious, because that's what they called me. They called me rebellious. You had to reject every single person that is around you to then make the decision that you felt long term was going to be in the best interest of your family. And I had to get the buy-in, because you got to have a buy-in from the person that's going to be dependent on you in order to take care of your family. And I got the buy-in from the girl that was closest to me. 100%. And my daughter has never known what poverty feels like, and she's not supposed to, because that is trauma, that is PTSD. But I'm telling you that people around you play a huge role. And these women do not have the capacity, and they are saddling, if they decide to go to college, student loan debt and curriculums that is not conducive to their futures, and they are not making the right investment at all. She is absolutely 100% right. Absolutely right.
And now y'all are ragging on trade schools, talking about trades that give you a job. Excuse me? As a hairstylist myself, I make way more money as a hairstylist than a lot of y'all college graduates. And from what I hear, y'all are struggling to find jobs with those college degrees. So let's not poop on trades, please.
She cooked. Let me let y'all find out who she is by putting her link in the description. Also, again, teach Henley 40% off your first order, plus 20% off of life. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm going to holler at y'all later. Peace.